She dropped the line somewhere between the mashed potatoes and the silence. Not during a fight. Not during one of her drawn-out sighs or passive-aggressive, "I'm fine" routines. No. She said it right as I was reaching for the salt. "I want to live for myself. Without you." Like it was a line from a poem. Like she'd practiced it. I sat there, fork halfway to my mouth, looking at the woman I'd spent the last decade trying to impress with little things like dinner on Thursdays. She was wearing her soft breakup sweater, the one that says, "I care, but I'm also emotionally above this." Beige. Loose. Like her commitment lately. I remember blinking. Not even reacting like a man should. I didn't yell. Didn't slam the table. I think I just asked if she wanted dessert. Because, deep down, I already knew this wasn't new for her. Just new for me. So I cleared my throat and said, "Not in my house. And not on my dime." She didn't argue. That was the eerie part. No tears. No shouting. She just pushed her plate forward and muttered, "Wow, Malcolm. Real classy." And that was it. No more dinner. No more small talk. Just a ghost in a cardigan walking upstairs to start her freedom. She left the next morning. One suitcase. No goodbye to the dog. She even left her stupid Himalayan salt lamp glowing in the corner of our bedroom like a spiritual middle finger. But here's where it starts unraveling. Later that night, I was dumping leftovers into the trash when I saw her phone, the backup one she kept in the laundry drawer. She'd always told me it was for emergencies. Apparently, emergency now meant shirtless mirror pics from a guy named Brent. Brent with a six-pack. Brent with a motivational quote under every photo. Brent who apparently thinks finding yourself means sending 1 a.m. selfies with the caption, "Can't wait to feel your energy again." That's when the shaking started. Not rage, not yet. Just confusion. Disbelief. Because while I'd been meal prepping and refinancing the house, she'd been crafting an exit plan with Abs McInspo and his crystal collection. But this was just the start. Because Brent wasn't even the worst part. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed with the backup phone glowing beside me, reading every ridiculous message between my wife and Brent like I was binge-watching my own humiliation. He called her my little wildfire. She called him Brent. I nearly choked. It wasn't just that she was cheating, it was the tone of it. Like I was the distant memory she was finally setting down, and Brent was her shiny spiritual reward for surviving me. But Brent, for all his thirst traps and affirmations, wasn't the whole picture. No. Around 3:12 a.m., I noticed something strange. A screenshot of a payment confirmation, a hotel room, booked under my credit card. Dated 3 weeks ago. I don't remember that charge. I handle all the bills. So I went online and pulled up the last 2 months of statements. And there it was. Not just one booking. 5. All under a travel agency I didn't recognize. All booked with my autosave card info. I remember my heart physically stuttering in my chest when I saw the locations. Not just local. These were weekend trips. Chicago, Sedona, Asheville. Cities I'd suggested for our anniversary over the years. All rejected by her. And now? Now she was enjoying them, with Brent? Or someone else. But I wasn't done digging. I opened our shared cloud account. She always forgot to turn off backup sync. And sure enough, tucked in a hidden album labeled Inspo, were dozens of selfies she'd taken in hotel mirrors, lobbies, spa bathrooms. Some with champagne. Some in robes. Some with shadows of people clearly not me. My name wasn't even a ghost in those pictures. I was the man financing someone else's fantasy. So I did what any man with a crumbling reality and a head full of shame would do at 4 in the morning. I made a spreadsheet. A full list of all the trips. Dates. Costs. Suspicious charges. Every dinner, massage, and retreat I unknowingly funded. I wasn't just a betrayed husband. I was an involuntary sponsor of my wife's midlife rebellion. And that's when the bitterness finally clicked into place. I wasn't the husband she outgrew. I was the foundation she used until her real life, the one she chose, was ready to stand on its own. But the real twist? It wasn't Brent she was traveling with. It was someone else entirely. Someone I never saw coming. You'd think Brent would have been the epicenter of this mess. The shirtless guru, the wildfire whisperer. But no, he was just the decoy. The real betrayal hit me in the gut like a slow-motion car crash. I was scrolling through the photos again, zooming in on every reflection, every background, every blur of a second person. That's when I saw it. A partial tattoo on someone's wrist in the mirror of a hotel bathroom. It looked familiar. Too familiar. I zoomed in. Enhanced. And my stomach turned. It was a compass tattoo. I'd seen it 100 times at backyard BBQs and poker nights. It belonged to my brother-in-law, her sister's husband, Trevor. At first, I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was some random guy with the same tattoo. But then I kept digging. In the metadata of one photo, I saw the location tag said Cabin Ridge Getaway. That's a place Trevor had literally recommended to me last year when I was trying to plan a surprise birthday for Kelsey. He even showed me pictures from his trip there. The fireplace, the hot tub, the stupid moose statue in the lobby. I remember it all. That's when everything clicked in a horrifying cascade. Kelsey had taken my idea, used my money, and gone on a romantic weekend with her sister's husband. Not Brent. Brent was just a harmless distraction. Trevor? Trevor was family. Married. A father of two. A man who stood next to me at my wedding and toasted to love that lasts. I can't describe what that kind of betrayal feels like. It's not just heartbreak. It's humiliation in layers. I started replaying every moment from the past year. Every time we'd hosted Trevor and his wife. Every time Kelsey would step outside to take a call, or Trevor would offer to help her with groceries. How had I been so blind? How long had everyone been lying to me? And then the most disturbing part hit me. Trevor had been in our house when I wasn't home. He knew the alarm code. I'd given it to him years ago for emergencies. I never changed it. Why would I? He was family. He had a key to my house. He had access to my wife. And apparently, he had absolutely no shame. So now I was sitting there with two villains. The woman who vowed to love me, and the man who toasted that vow. And both of them had been playing me like I was the oblivious sitcom, husband too busy grilling burgers to notice his life burning down behind him. But I wasn't going to confront them yet. No, because what came next was going to be quiet and brutal. I didn't scream. I didn't call her. I didn't even throw anything. That's what surprised me most. After realizing my wife was sleeping with her sister's husband, in cabins I paid for, with spa treatments I unknowingly funded, I just sat there. Quiet, cold, focused. I think something inside me shut off. The part of me that begged her to love me again. The part that made excuses for her distance, her cold eyes, her fake smiles. All of it just died, and what was left wasn't rage, it was calculation. The next morning, she texted. Not a call. Not an apology. A text. Can you please forward me the pet insurance info? I need it for Milo's appointment. Milo. Our dog. The one I walked every morning. The one who curled up on her feet during movie nights before she started pretending she was too tired. She wanted me to help manage her dog's paperwork like nothing happened. I responded, simply. Handled. And by the way, I saw the photos. Nice cabin. No reply. Just read at 9:12 a.m. The silence was almost satisfying. But I wasn't done. I started by pulling all my financial access. The joint credit card? Closed. The house account? Frozen. The emergency savings we kept for life pivots. Transferred to my name. She'd wanted independence. I was going to hand it to her on a silver platter. No more bills paid. No more gas in her tank. No more groceries magically appearing in the fridge. Then I went deeper. I scheduled a meeting with my lawyer, the same one who handled my friend's divorce last year. The guy who knew every financial trap cheaters walk into. I showed him everything. The travel charges. The photos. The backup phone. The messages. Even the metadata. He nodded slowly and said, "You've got more than enough. You ready to press go?" I nodded. But not just yet. Because this wasn't just about ending a marriage. It was about revealing it. In full, bright daylight. With witnesses. With consequences. I wasn't just going to confront her. I was going to make sure everyone she lied to, everyone who thought she was this strong, self-rediscovering woman, saw her for what she really was. But first, I needed to talk to her sister, the woman who thought she had the perfect marriage. She deserved the truth, and I was finally in the mood to deliver it. I didn't barge into anyone's house. No loud confrontations. No wineglass smashing, reality TV drama. I took my time. I waited until Sunday afternoon, the exact time I knew Emily, my wife's sister, would be home alone. Trevor usually took the kids to soccer practice, and Kelsey was nowhere to be found lately, unless her soul-searching retreat had brunch specials and hotel robes. I texted Emily ahead of time, asking if I could stop by. I told her it was important, about the family. She replied with a concerned, "Of course. Is everything okay?" I almost laughed. "No, Emily. Everything is so far from okay that I'm not even sure how to say it out loud." When I got there, she offered me tea like I was there to talk about home repairs. I sat down, hands trembling slightly, but not from nerves, from restraint. I took out my phone, opened the photo folder, and slid it across the table. She picked it up, started swiping, and at first, she looked confused, then horrified, then frozen. Her hands literally stopped mid-motion as the weight of what she was seeing began to land. Pictures, hotel bookings, her husband's wrist, my wife's hand. Together, tangled, laughing, hidden in plain sight. She looked up at me, pale as chalk. "Malcolm, what is this?" I answered without blinking. "It's what they've been doing behind our backs. For months, maybe longer." I didn't want to believe it either. She didn't cry. Not immediately. She just stared, like her mind couldn't compute betrayal from two of the people she trusted most. Her voice cracked when she whispered, "My kids, they love her." That's when it hit me hardest. It wasn't just a broken marriage. It was a shattered trust web. Family holidays, birthdays, baby showers, all those moments where we smiled for the camera while two people were lying through their teeth. And for what? A few nights in a hotel and a thrill that would eventually rot? Emily finally said it. "We need to confront them." But I shook my head. Not yet, because I wasn't done watching it unravel. I told her about my lawyer, about the money, about the locks I'd already changed. I told her that if we waited just a little longer, we could catch them again, in the act. Undeniable, inescapable. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Let's burn them together." And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Control. I wasn't just the guy sobbing on the bathroom floor anymore. I was a man holding the match. And the fire was coming. Emily didn't sleep that night. Neither did I. We were texting back and forth until almost 2 a.m., piecing together timelines, messages, receipts. Her heartbreak came out in waves. She'd go from crying about her kids, to rage over her husband, to guilt for not seeing the signs. And me? I was floating somewhere between fury and dark amusement. Kelsey wanted freedom. Trevor wanted excitement. We were about to give them both, with witnesses. See, Emily had an idea. A good one. Trevor had told her he had a work trip coming up. Just one night out of town. He'd even shown her a fake itinerary he slapped together in Notes app. So we decided to do what they never expected from us. Nothing. No suspicion. No arguments. Just patience. I spent that week pretending like I was unraveling. Canceled dinner plans. Didn't shave. Stayed quiet around the house. I let Kelsey think I was sinking into some pitiful spiral. I even told her I was thinking about therapy, just to make her feel safe. She responded with a half-hearted hug and that condescending, pitiful look cheaters give when they think you're too broken to fight back. That hug alone almost made me ruin the whole plan. But I held it together. Meanwhile, Emily was playing it cool with Trevor, pretending she was busy, distracted, tired from work. She let him believe the perfect opportunity was opening up. Then the night arrived. Trevor left the house with an overnight bag and a smirk. Kelsey told me she was going to a late sound bath with the girls. Right. Because nothing screams spiritual healing like putting on your best push-up bra and deleting your location history. They didn't realize we had already installed an AirTag under the lining of Trevor's duffel bag, hidden so deep he'd never find it unless he gutted it. Emily tracked the signal on her tablet. I followed it in my car. And just like that, the digital breadcrumb trail led me straight to a boutique hotel 40 minutes away, one I'd seen before. From photos, the same fireplace, the same stone wall, same moose statue. I didn't walk in alone. Emily was already waiting in the parking lot. She had sunglasses on, jaw clenched, breathing like she was walking into war. I handed her the hotel keycard. I'd called ahead and booked the room across the hall from theirs under a fake name, and slipped the clerk a generous tip for quiet cooperation. The front desk didn't care. They always know. We walked in, silent. The hallway smelled like vanilla air freshener and ruined lives. We stood outside the door. We heard laughing, music, and then voices. Her laugh, his voice. They were in there. Happy. Like nothing mattered. Like their secret was safe. Emily turned to me and said, "Ready?" I whispered, "Let them open the door." Because knocking would have been too kind. We didn't knock. We waited. Because people like them always open the door eventually. Whether it's for room service, guilt, or just to breathe in the fantasy they've built, they always open up. And when they do, they never expect to find the past standing there, holding the truth like a sledgehammer. It happened fast. The door cracked open. I don't even remember what excuse she was muttering as she turned the handle. Something about towels. And then she saw me. She froze. No words. No excuses. Just this sharp inhale, like she'd been punched in the gut, and all the lies came rushing out with her breath. She was wearing a robe. The hotel's, the same one I'd paid for during our anniversary trip 3 years ago. That detail stuck with me. Isn't that stupid? Behind her, Trevor stepped into view. Shirtless. Barefoot. Holding a glass of wine. Emily didn't say anything either. She just pulled out her phone and hit record. Trevor stammered first. Wait, what the hell is this? Kelsey looked like she was trying to glitch her way out of reality. Malcolm, I can explain. I held up a hand. Not to stop her. Just to signal that I wasn't there for explanations. I was there to document. To witness. To let them feel it. Emily was ice. You're going to tell the kids, Trevor. Tonight. Before they hear it from anyone else. Or I will. And you're going to move out. Tomorrow. He blinked like a child. Emily, please, don't do this in front of. She cut him off. In front of who? Your girlfriend's husband? My silence was louder than anything I could have screamed. Kelsey finally tried reaching for me. Malcolm, I didn't mean. I stepped back. Just one small step. Enough to make her hand fall uselessly at her side. I leaned in and said calmly. You wanted to live for yourself? Congratulations. You finally are. And starting tonight, you can pay for it too. I handed her a manila envelope. Inside were the divorce papers, financial cutoffs, evidence archives, and the letter from my lawyer. Neatly organized. Cold. Professional. She didn't even touch it. Just stared at it like it might burn her fingers. Trevor sank into the edge of the bed. Emily didn't follow. She just left the room without another word. Walked down the hallway like a woman shedding the last layer of something toxic. I followed her. We didn't speak until we got to the parking lot. Then she laughed. Not a happy laugh. One of those broken, breathless laughs that sound more like freedom than joy. I thought this would hurt more, she said. I nodded. Give it time. But it didn't. Because when someone betrays you that deeply, the pain stops being sharp. It goes quiet. Hollow. And all that's left is the echo of what they destroyed. The best part? Neither of them knew yet what was still coming. The fallout came fast, like a collapsing building where they thought the supports would hold forever. Trevor was out of Emily's house within 3 days. She didn't scream. She didn't argue. She just handed him a list of pickup times for his kids, told him the custody lawyer would contact him by Friday, and locked the door behind him. And Emily? God, Emily turned out stronger than any of us expected. She started going to therapy, signed up for her first half marathon, and told me, half joking, that exposing our spouses together was the most romantic thing she'd done in years. We laughed about it. A lot. Which felt strange and good. As for Kelsey, her new chapter didn't go the way she imagined. Once her sister cut ties and I cut off every financial connection, she found herself right where she claimed she wanted to be, alone. Free. No house. No car. No yoga retreats. Just freedom, the kind that comes with rent payments, a dented Corolla, and zero backup plan. Brent, the guy with the abs and crystals? He ghosted her 2 days after everything went public. I guess wildfire energy isn't so sexy when it's unemployed and crying at your door. The last I heard, she tried moving in with a friend, but even that didn't last. I didn't block her. I didn't need to. The silence said more than any message ever could. She tried reaching out once, left a voicemail, something about closure, regrets, memories. I deleted it. Not out of anger. I just didn't need it anymore. I started rebuilding. Quietly. I got the house repainted. Bought myself a new guitar. Went back to cooking for one. And it didn't feel lonely. It felt honest. I even took Milo on a road trip, the same route I once suggested to her that she called a waste of gas. Milo loved every minute of it. So did I. And you know what? Somewhere in all that, the pain stopped being sharp. I stopped waking up expecting betrayal. I started waking up, just happy I wasn't still trapped in someone else's lie. So if you're listening to this, and you're where I was, thinking you're not enough, thinking maybe you were the problem, let me tell you something. You are not hard to love. They just chose not to. And one day, when the noise fades and the door finally closes behind them for good, you won't feel broken. You'll feel free.